Hey YouTubers, it's spring. It's starting to get warm up, but the ground is still frozen. So what do? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I got these favas that I bought at the supermarket. And I also have these favas that I bought at the, actually I got these from Christmas tree store. 50% off, good deal. The thing about these is that they're very small, and I'll point one out to you. So they're about, they're very small seeds. And these that I bought at the supermarket, which are really dry fava beans, and you should be able to grow these. I thought that they were a bit bigger, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to try seeing if I can get these things to root. So my understanding is favas do like the cool weather. There may be some varieties that are for warmer climates, but it looks like they prefer cool weather, don't care for humidity. So I'm starting these early because it's too cold to start them outside. The ground is still fairly frozen. So I thought, hey, you know what? Next week we're supposed to get 50 to 60 degree weather. So I'm hoping by next week I will be able to go out there, do some digging, and get these in the ground. And at the same time, maybe these will have some roots on them already so they can get a nice head start. In addition to that, I had done some pruning back when the weather was a little warm. And, living in New England, it's warm one day, and then by the following day, it's snowing. So I did some pruning while we're experiencing some warm weather, and I really like this seedless green grape, which we actually got to enjoy some of the grapes last year, and we really like the grape. It's very sweet. It's a sweet tasting grape, and because we liked it so much, I thought, hey, while I'm doing these cuttings, I'll take some and shove them in this pot, bring it indoors, and just see what happens. Used no type of rooting hormones. I didn't use anything. Just trimmed them and stuck them in the ground. You do need to know which side is up, and that's fairly easy to figure out. So anything, and I'll show you here, anything that is looking upwards, that's the top. So you don't want to take this stick and plant it downwards with the little nodes facing downward, because it's not going to root that way. It has to be facing in the correct direction. So that's the only thing I can tell you about the difficulty of that, is just make sure. What I actually did from learning on YouTube is just cut it at a slant. That will tell you, just mark it that way when you cut it. What I did is just pretty much cut it at a slant, so I knew that anything that had the slant side to it was the top of the stick. And so you could tell that all of them pretty much have a slant to them, so those are the ones that are going to be facing upwards. So as long as you get that right, you should have no problem whatsoever getting these to root. The other thing as well is, you see how the inside there is kind of grayish? It's only because it's kind of dried at the top. When you prune them, when you first prune them, they should actually be nice and green. That will let you know that the branch that you're cutting has some life to it. And that's another thing, is that if it's nice and green, it has some life to it, you can trim it, mark it, and then plant it, and it should root. So pretty much we're looking at 99% of the sticks that I put in here are leafing. So I'm really looking forward to some grapes. Maybe we can get these to start early.